For Body Chemistry Associates and Health Connection Radio, I'm your host, Jay Foster. Today we want to talk, as part of Brain Awareness Week, I thought we would discuss headaches and migraines because there's often an easy fix for those. And I like seeing people in our center that have already seen neurologists and they've done MRIs and they've ruled out all kinds of nasty things and they still don't know what's causing their headaches, partly because the doctor was never educated to ask one very important question: what did you have for breakfast, or what do you eat, and what do you drink? Because if they did and they knew what that meant, then they might find the solution to headaches and migraines. Well, a big part of it is blood sugar. What we find in 37 years of Body Chemistry Associates, that blood sugar fluctuations play a big role. Now, you might say, well, my doctor checked my blood sugar and it's fine. That doesn't mean anything. Fasting blood sugar, number one, high or low, doesn't really mean much. Hemoglobin A1C tells you long-term if you are in a type 2 diabetic tendency, but there's many stages before you get to type 2 diabetes with the condition that I call unstable blood sugar that could trigger headaches, memory loss and mood swings and anxiety and insomnia and all kinds of other different things. But let's talk about headaches today. Is there any scientific evidence, any scientific papers that go back that say anything about diet and headaches, or blood sugar and headaches? And turns out in a journal called Headache, which hopefully neurologists and headache centers have seen this, in 2002, an MD PhD by the name of Stephen J. Perutka wrote a paper in the journal Headache called Serum Glucose Regulation and Headache. And a quote out of the abstract says that it's been recognized since at least 1933, 1933, that the missing of a meal in the course of a busy day may induce a headache. That's fasting hypoglycemia. You're working real hard, you forget to eat lunch, around 4 o'clock you get a blinding headache. Or you didn't eat breakfast and around 11 o'clock you get a blinding headache, something like that. Conversely, he says, the ingestion of simple sugars, refined sugars, has been associated also with precipitation of migraine attacks. So whether you go on fasting hypoglycemia, fasting low blood sugar, or if you eat something sweet and you start a roller coaster where it goes up and then way down and then up and then way down, those are critical reactions in the body and in the brain, and your brain thinks it's going to die, basically. When your blood sugar goes, if it goes to zero, you're dead. You go into a coma and you die. And your brain realizes that, so it stops that from happening by causing a release of adrenaline or epinephrine, the fight or flight hormone, every time your blood sugar falls down into critical levels. So that can trigger its own set of symptoms, including anxiety and nervousness. We're going to talk about moods on another blog about how they're affected. But, I mean, to go back to 1933 and know that fluctuations in blood sugar can contribute to these headaches and migraines is very important to understand. I used to have blinding migraine headaches, and I used to start off with breakfast, with something like sugar frosted flakes with sugar on top when I was going through school, and ice cream always before bed. A hot fudge sundae before bed was classic, and I would often wake up with a blinding migraine, or sometimes get it during the day if I didn't eat. And so it's not that everybody gets that symptom. There are many symptoms to blood sugar fluctuations, including moods and foggy thinking and anxiety and nervousness and sleep problems and other things, and learning problems in children and behavior problems in children. But with the headaches, for those that suffer headaches, blood sugar fluctuations can trigger them. And just having your doctor say your blood sugar is normal means nothing. When we do our tests in our body chem program, we look for chromium deficiencies, manganese deficiencies, magnesium, zinc, other critical minerals involved in blood sugar metabolism. We often find they're low, and when we correct those, the blood sugar metabolism begins to come up. And let's see here. So this is last year in October of 2018, there were over 812 articles on chromium and blood sugar, chromium and diabetes, actually. And when I would do my radio show, I would mention this one and speak slowly for the endocrinologists so they would get it. It's from Biological Trace Element Research in 2013. The effect of chromium on fasting blood glucose, hemoglobin A1C, and serum fats, serum lipid levels in patients with type 2 diabetes. And the very first line that I would repeat over and over again is that chromium is required for normal insulin function, and low levels have been linked with insulin resistance. Chromium is required for normal insulin function. So type 2 diabetes is not a Farxiga deficiency, but it may be a chromium deficiency. And there's over 800 articles that say that same thing. And when we test for chromium, if it's low, we add it back in, and that helps with the blood sugar metabolism, and to whatever extent that's contributing to headaches and migraines. That's very important to know. The other is kind of like the opposite from sugar or some of the artificial sweeteners, mainly the sweetener in diet sodas like aspartame. The number one symptom reported to the CDC when aspartame, Diet Cokes first came out, are headaches and migraines. And I experienced that. I used to drink Tab, which had, I think, saccharin in it when I was in early school. And then they took Tab off the market and put in Diet Coke. And that's when they switched from saccharin, which never has been shown to cause cancer in humans ever. Still a very safe sweetener, although it's chemical. It's the safest of all the chemicals. But they switched that with aspartame, and I started drinking the same amount of Diet Cokes as I was Tab, and I started getting these blinding headaches. And fortunately, I saw something on a local TV station about a woman who was getting migraines from that. So I would say that if you're getting headaches, eat protein at breakfast, protein and fat like eggs, so fine. And nibble during the day. Don't let your blood sugar go down too low. And right before bed, protein and fat like eggs, fish, chicken, dark meat chicken, or our protein powder with a little cream in it. Our Star protein powder works really well. And you may find that does it. If not, you can do our Body Chem program to find out if you are indeed deficient in chromium or zinc or manganese or magnesium. When those are corrected, it really helps. And staying away from diet sodas and Crystal Light that have aspartame in them, staying away from the blue packet, putting it in your coffee, the Equal, very dangerous chemical, let alone causing headaches in many people. And then also, if you've started just headaches recently, and again, I always recommend you get them ruled out as nothing else more serious, like from a neurologist or a medical doctor. But if they say, no, we can't find anything wrong, you don't have a massive brain tumor or anything like that contributing to the problem, then it may be some of the things we're talking about today, and it may be easy to fix the natural way. Also, sometimes cured meats. Some people get salami or pastrami or something like that for Christmas, and they start eating a lot of it. And that sometimes the cured meats can contribute to headaches in sensitive individuals. But I think the first thing is refined sugar, the absence of adequate protein and fat, which allows the blood sugar to go up and down, and aspartame you want to avoid like the plague. So this part of Brain Awareness Week, we focused on headaches and migraines. We're going to talk about mood disorders on the next blog, and lots more about Brain Awareness Week in our blogs in the coming weeks. So if you'd like some more information on our programs at Biochemistry Associates, we've been doing this for 37 years. We have local and long-distance testing programs available. Find out what you really need for vitamins and minerals and diet. 1-800-CHEMIST is our toll-free number, 1-800-243-6478. You can catch us on the web. More information at 1-800-CHEMIST.com. This has been Jay Foster, nutritional biochemist for Body Chemistry Associates and Health Connection Radio. We'll be with you again on a future blog.